back up your way, Columbia, New York. Yeah, they're like $500,000, man. So for just to go to dental school, I'm like, Lord have mercy. So anyway, so we come down to these two, and we trying to decide what to do. And one of them is about 50,000 more than the other. So we're going back and we're just trying to hear the voice of the Lord, right? And I said, well, we talked about fasting and praying, so I did that, and Brandy was doing it. I believe Charlene was doing it as well. Now Brandy, she went to visit both of them about 2.5 hours away. But UAB kind of has they say that UAB is kind of more in the realm of like Michigan. Michigan is the #1 dental school in the country. Just to kind of give you a background, yeah. If, at DCG, you're still going to get the doctor of dental degree, you know what I mean? But there are dental schools and dental schools, right? But we were looking at this extra. Well, and that's what Clarence Kegler says, right, too. But when Brandy went there, there was a lady in the diversity. She's a dentist, but she's social dean, and it's a black lady, and she just made her feel so good. And they told her how such a small percent of out-of-state kids get in, and they say, look at them, basically over 1,000 people. We select 63, and we don't have a cutthroat program. We select 63, and we graduate 63. And they've just renovated the whole place. It's state of the art, yada yada yada. Okay, so looking at these comparisons, but it looked like hey, you still is it kind of coming back to you and Kegler, right? Is it still worth that 50,000? Remember now, you the one that's getting these loans and stuff. This ain't daddy's 50,000. So I just told her you can do what you want, but my prayer is going to be that well I prayed a prayer with the family that if God wanted her to be at UB, that He would give a substantial increase on the scholarship dollars for UAB, and so the next day, interestingly enough, they came back and offered an additional 5,000 a year, and I was disappointed. I was disappointed because I said, well, now God, I was praying for substantial, and so with that, we kind of all aligned ourselves to say, there's some good things about going to DCG too. The housing is right there. Ashley, another girl from Berean, is the first year there. She got to go and meet her, and her dad sings in one of the choirs. That's Michael Spann made that connection for us. So there's some good things, and she got to drive there only 2.5 hours, and so we resigned, and Charlene wrote up all the positive things about DCG, right, the Dental College of Georgia. So we're all good. She tells the lady at UAB, the lady says, do not go to Dental College of Georgia. Now, long and short, I told Brandy, write him an email. This is negotiation. Write him an email and tell him that you're anxious and you got to take on this debt and yada yada yada. Anyway, long story short, and I also told him inquire about the $2,000 health insurance per year, because then that would be an $8,000 difference. They came back, told her she can get a waiver on the health insurance. And then they came back and said, how much they really wanted her, UAB, and yada yada. And I found some more money for you. Now we put this in the mix. I said, now God, we're getting substantial. Come on. But the point is that we had to surrender our will to get to His final will. You see what I'm saying? And so now, because we surrendered and we didn't give up, and we had accepted, just like the Hebrew boys accepted, they said, hey, God, whatever the outcome you have for me, if it's going to DCG because it's cheaper, then we're good with that. And it's just like they said, we know that he can come through for us, but if he decides this is not the time to come through in that way, we're still good with it. And so it's just a modern day story of how God still works. And so by the time they got that scholarship up to 100,000, it was only a little over 2,000, maybe $2,800 difference a year. And I said, okay, now we can deal with that. And so through surrender and letting God, because we had surrendered our will. You see what I'm saying? And God said, you know what? I see you. I see you. You know what? They got some. They got some more money over here, and I'm going to tell them it's supposed to go to the Seawoods.
Wow, come on, come on.
So I just thought about and the funny thing is, Brandy texted me and she said, "Daddy, it's okay." Because I was letting her tell a story. She says, "It's okay. You can tell the men of Brian." Now, isn't that something? Those were. I should send you the text that she sent me. She's like, "Yeah, it's fine. You can share it with the MOB." But see that's because these girls know that the MOB is praying for them, man. That's your ministry. That's your ministry. Come is that is being accepted. And even though they used to make fun of me about going up on the stage and stuff, they receive the ministry. You see what I mean? And they receive and they receive the prayers. So anyway, I think that's a wonderful thing for a child to come back after we go through all this fasting, prayer, surrender, for her to say, "Daddy, it's okay. You can tell the MOB."
I love it. And a side note, man, you got me an image of a picture of a group of men congregating together in a circle praying. And he said, hey, bro, this just brought back memories of us being on the platform praying together. It was a church that's group out in, I think it was Toronto, Canada,
Mm-hmm.
assembled together. I said, yeah, man, it brings back, I certainly miss that fellowship. But that's awesome, man. Oh, God, I just love the testimony. And I pray that you share that with the larger group because I'm always encouraged, and I know others are encouraged also when you share what God is doing. So, and this isn't the first time that you guys prayed for God to move in a direction with regard to increased dollars for school, right? Did you do the same thing?
Well. This is what I told Brandy. This is the second time in her life that from where the scholarship started, that God has doubled it. It's actually a little. It's a yeah because it was like that when we went to Andrews, and now it's going to be a little bit more than double from where they started for her to go to dental school, and for her to be able to go where she wants to be in a non-cutthroat environment, smaller classes, with the people, the lady that Charlene met, the black lady that's the dentist that's over diverse. She's like, oh, when I meet the parents, I stay in touch with you for the 4 years, and before they even start the slip, we are monitoring it. We, like she said, they said, we have a small class. We take in 63, and we graduate 63, and we don't allow cutthroat stuff here. So all of that, and then Brandy gets to be 2.5 hours from home. So it's just a blessing, and I couldn't help but think of the theme of the month of surrender
Yeah,
and the parallel to the three Hebrew boys. So
yeah.
as a leader, I come back to you when we have these breakthroughs and stuff because I think you would like to know. But we give the glory to God, man, and for you and your great leadership.
Amen, indeed. I appreciate that, Bruce. I appreciate that, indeed. um, yeah, and she said, I have $1 million
Well, no. The $500,000 that was for Columbia.
No, I know. I'm saying, but
And it's still not a full scholarship. I mean, but the point was getting it down to where it would be comparable to going to Augusta. You see what I mean? And then having the better pedigree when she comes out. What I didn't tell you was Brandy. So that was my prayer being answered when I was asked for more. And then Brandy was struggling a bit. I was telling her, listen, the Holy Spirit, you get a kick out. She says, Daddy, I'm listening, but he ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing. But then she saw with her own eyes what God could do. And then Charlene met this doctor that she knew that knows the girls at Piedmont. And she's like, how you doing? And she was like, do you have a minute? She's like, well, I've got these patients, but what's going on? She said, I wanted to ask you something about Brandy. And he said, oh, please, if it's talking about our students, what's going on? Tell me, let's talk about it. And she told him about UAB, about Dental College of Georgia, and he said, "Oh, that's no brainer. Even if it is more the pedigree that she's going to have coming out of there versus the other one, and the contacts she makes, and the salary she'll be, it's like that'll be a drop in a bucket." So God triangulated that thing through me, through Bandy, and Shirley on the same day.
wow. Now, and this can change. Is she shooting for general orthodontia, endodontic, oral surgeon? Not sure.
She wants to do orthodontics, and so that means she would have to do the 4 years and then a 2-year specialty. But Laura's already told her, if you stick with this and go through this, oh, I got you. You coming right back to me. So I mean, and that's a long time down the road. She may be doing her own thing or whoever. But just to have encouragement out of your church from another African American sister like that is strong. And then to have the African American dentist that's over, the assistant dean that's over diversity as well, taking you on almost like a mother, telling you, no, do not go there. We want you here. And then to increase the scholarship 2 or 3 times. Who does that? God does it when you surrender.
Come on. God, I love that story. I love that story.
So that's why I was so excited the other day. But I didn't want to leave it on the voicemail. I wanted to tell you in person.
Yeah. Because when you couldn't get by you have to just genuine and sincere, and I love it. Some people I've found can't understand or can't receive when you share the goodness of God, because of the relationship or lack of belief. But I love to hear it because, as I say in the call, man, God, you're doing this for Bruce and for Brandy. I know you can do this for me and the Quincy. I know you can do this for me and the Honey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just have to believe. And you want to do it. So it's just incredible. And excited for her and for Brittany also. She's still doing that up there with PT School.
Oh, Brianna. Yeah. So yeah, she's already in the doctoral program. She started that last semester, and God blessed her so much that she, in the first, I mean, I'm so happy I married up, man. That's the other thing. That's we need to let the brethren know that are looking for wives. Marry up now, marry up. Don't stay on your own level. uh, uh, but yeah, but but Brianna, she got a 4.0 in her doctoral studies the first semester.
And Palmer, Sam started with her as well.
Well, I'm not at liberty to talk about Jasmine too much right now. I'll just leave it at that. But we were. It's not my. It's not my. Yeah. To go into the.
I know initially in the prayers it was for the both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, man, that's your Sabbath day blessing, and the beautiful thing that I still come back to is, I told her I'm gonna let you tell your story or whatever, and then she comes back and say it's okay, Daddy, you can tell the MOB.
Can I thank you? We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We want to hear how God is moving in her life. So that is awesome, right? And I mean, and who is very good at this also, Brian, and speaking to his kids, and just the power of prayer. And then as God moves, you can't keep it a secret. You can't tell somebody, right? And Brian does this with his kids. And
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing how he's moving in Brooke and Brandon's life. So,
All right, man. Well, I know it's early, but this is a jump start. Tell your family, your wife, and everybody who said hello. Happy Sabbath. All right. Bye bye.